we've got the family room, which is nice and cozy, and it's got a fireplace, but then it looks a little off-center because they've got a space for the TV here, but there's no TV in it. So we kind of have to work at balancing the weight with this room. The fireplace is beautiful. There is, this is a little odd. We've got sort of this narrow thing going up there. And as I was analyzing, I was like, okay, if I put a picture there, that's gonna look a little strange to have just sort of like this tubular picture. So my plan is that I'm going to get several pieces and we're going to just kind of ignore that wall. And we are going to bring sort of an eclectic look to give it some personality on that fireplace mantle. And then as far as the furniture in this room, as you can see, it is fairly tight, but I wanted to make it as functional as possible. And so I brought in a little couch here that's got a chase lounge, so for watching TV, relaxing with the family, I think it's going to be a nice little cozy space. We're in the family room. Remember, this is the room that when people walked in the house and there was that long hallway, this is sort of where they end up seeing the house. So, a couple things here. First of all, when you walk in the house, remember, we wanted their eyes, first of all, to go to the left. So we spent a lot of time with color and purpose in that front room. But the second thing is we want them to move beyond that front room, and we want them to be curious about or be drawn to seeing the rest of the house. So this is what I did. First of all, I had to put some furniture here so that this room looked occupied from the front door. So I use these a lot. This is a nice brown tufted chair. It's not expensive at all, but it just kind of, it's very functional. It's actually very comfortable as well. And then behind that, so they've got the chair, they know that they can sit in that. Behind that, I want to make sure they saw a lamp. There's something about, ooh, a shock there. There's something about a lit lamp that is very warm and inviting to people. And then I needed a mixture of colors and texture that took them from the front part of the house into this part. And you're going to see a transition here as well with the color scheme from the oranges into more of the reds, and I'll show you how I achieved that. Okay, so back to some greenery. This is kind of a nice little ivy, and I just put it in a, I'll just show you this. This is a black vase. Remember I was telling you that you can get inexpensive glass and paint it. It would look like this. And then, so I pay a lot of attention to surfaces. So this is glass, it's kind of a hard surface. And then we've got the softness with the vines. And then I use these a lot to bring in color. I needed to introduce some reds. And this is a color that's sort of between that orange and red. And it's got a nice texture. Okay, it's not like a shiny box that would be more hard surfaces. But this is nice. And it's very inexpensive, which of course we all want to hear. And then I brought in some more black here, just in I used plates or signs. This has got a nice little verse on it. So anyway, when people are coming from the front, they're drawn into this room. And then the transition starts. This is a nice leatherette sofa. And again, we've kind of got, notice this is more of a reddish orange, okay? And then if you look at this pillow, look at this. We've got the orange and we've introduced the red. An important transition to get into the kitchen with those reds. And then I carried through the chartreuse, which we're seeing in every room. I always use an Afghan. It just looks cozy and inviting, and I just chose a neutral one with lots of texture. You can get those at like Marshall's or Home Goods, something like that for $20. I guess I think if I find an Afghan for $20, that's about as good as it gets, at least with quality. And then again, I like to use books. This is Huck Finn, which is a great book. Yes, I want to sit down and have coffee there, and then I like to bring in fruit. And notice these apples are not like the red apples. They're actually a little bit of an orangey red apple. So those are the things that I think through to transition them again from the color scheme of the oranges and chartreuse into the reds and to make it inviting. So I hope you like it. Next is a fireplace. Remember we were talking about, this is a little challenging. I mean, an easy fireplace is one where you can put, picture on the wall behind it and then throw a couple candlesticks or something on and it looks great, right? Well, this has got this very narrow space, so a picture is going to look very odd. So what I did is, again, I really fully transitioned again into the reds, but this is sort of a little bit of an orangey red. I got some ceramic pieces. They're not expensive, and I go to Hobby Lobby a lot. You can time it. They're 50% off, and so I know the weeks that their ceramics are 50% off, the weeks their florals are, and I usually go to that store in those time frames. So I picked these up. I added again some softness and color with the greenery, and just, you always try to make sure, obviously, that it's as natural looking as possible when I use the vines like this. And then I wanted to sort of mix in the casual with sort of that elegant look. And I love to do that on fireplaces by mixing like a chrome, aluminum, or even a mercury glass with pine cones, all right, because we are in Colorado, and pieces of fruit. And then these are really big right now too. They're just sort of a greenery ball. And one more point I'm going to make on this, I don't know, we know this, but we rarely actually communicate it, is when you look at things like this, first of all, it has to be close enough together that your eye can take it all in one shot, but also you have to do things with height. And so we want to go, up, down, and we can taper off to the side. So I played with these, and who knows, I probably took a half hour trying to arrange this because I wanted it to be pleasing to the eye, and I wanted to make sure that I had my heights mixed in a way that just looked really nice and really pretty. And so I think when you look at this, your eye is thinking, yeah, that's pleasing. You might not know why, but I just shared some good tricks with you.